I'm attorney Howard Ankin with another episode of Chicagoans You Should Know. And it's very exciting today because we have Colson Montgomery with us. Colson, nice to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Tell us, for people who aren't living on this planet, who are you? What do you do?
Yeah, I'm Colson Montgomery, play for the Chicago White Sox. I'm from southern Indiana, a really small town from Holland, Indiana. Loved baseball ever since I was a little kid growing up, played multiple sports, but just loving life in Chicago right now.
Tell me what it was like getting into baseball growing up.
Yeah, so growing up, I played baseball, ever since I can remember. I pitched, played first, played catcher, all those positions. But once I kind of got older and started, in high school and things like that, stuck with shortstop, and then just took off ever since.
When was the point in your life where you knew, hey, I'm really good at this?
When I was younger, I had a pretty good understanding. I felt like I was pretty good just because, my dad, he taught me everything that I needed to know in baseball, and we would always be working out and training and things like that. And then I don't know, I just had in my mind that if I worked hard, kept working hard, that that I would be good. That was kind of my mindset. And once I got into high school, I had a pretty good idea that I could probably take off with the sport.
So how is it that it was baseball and not basketball?
Yeah, I played basketball growing up. I played more basketball than baseball growing up. I don't know, I loved basketball. Basketball was my first love, and where I'm from, it's just everybody plays every sport. There's not that many kids in my school, so we have to play basketball, baseball, and football and things like that. But I don't know, I just started getting recruited by college coaches more in baseball, and then I kind of just took that as my calling sign of, baseball was going to be my thing.
When you're talking about your hometown, there was a pretty famous movie filmed in it, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was. League of Their Own. Yeah, so it's the one baseball movie that everybody knows, and where they shot the movie at League Stadium. That was my home field for the Southridge Raiders, is where my high school was.
Did you know anybody that was in it?
I knew one. Yeah, my grandma. My grandma, she was in the movie. She tells us stories all the time about it. She said she loved it because they always, did the makeup and put the hair on and things like that. So, but she was just an extra. She was an extra. She was one of those fans that just sat in the seats.
When the White Sox drafted you, what was that like for you?
Yeah, there was a lot of emotions. First off, Chicago is not very far from my hometown in Indiana, so I always have a lot of people, coming up here, and a lot of people who were Sox fans down in Indiana. But it was awesome. It's just one of those things where your life changes, and it's just another opportunity that you can go explore in your life, and forever grateful for the White Sox.
When you're talking about life change or life decisions, was there a time that you were thinking about going to college instead of going pro?
Yeah, growing up, I wanted to, go to college. I wanted to go to Indiana. That's just, when you're from Indiana, that's what you want to do. You want to be a Hoosier. You want to go play for the Hoosiers and the Candy Stripes and things like that. But I don't know, just things changed, and I kind of just went with it.
What is the most exciting thing about being a professional baseball player for you?
I think one of the most exciting is, just kind of the people you're surrounded with and people that you meet. I feel like you can meet a lot of, really cool people, and then also you just feel the love and the excitement from the fans and people like that in the city of Chicago. And I think that's also one of the better feelings, and one of the cool feelings is, the fans in Chicago, praising you and just coming and supporting you, and that's what I love the most.
I think today we just filmed your first television commercial, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So in terms of first, what was that like for you?
It was awesome. I was a little nervous at first, but then it's just like how I like to play baseball. Just be free, just have fun with it.
Injury law made personal. That's Ankin law. Let me ask you an important question. If somebody's injured in an auto accident, or they get hurt at work, or they fall down, or they need a lawyer, what should they do?
They should call Howard at 312-6 Ankin Law.